Before we start today's video, once again, I must promote another election night stream. That is right, folks. This Tuesday, June 28th at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the election night stream, aka Super Tuesday 4, will commence. We have a lot of big primaries, Illinois, New York, etc. And well, folks, I want everybody to tune in. So if you can, first link in the description down below, click it, you will be sent to the live stream. As usual, click that reminder button so the second the live stream starts, you get notified when it starts. Hope everybody tunes in, of course, share with your friends, all that good stuff, and yeah. Alright, folks, let's get right into the video. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video, and today, it is time that we discuss the New York gubernatorial election. I know, I think I made one video on this. I think it was maybe in April or something like that. But we're so close to the election, I think it's time that we discuss the state of the New York gubernatorial election. Now, rumors were swirling about a certain candidate running and who's going to be the nominee for Republicans, etc., etc. This is going to be a deep dive into this race. Now, as many of you know, we can't talk about the congressional races in New York. I wanted to, but then I realized, oh wait, they moved the primaries back because that cluster, I don't know what you call it, happened in New York with redistricting. So we just got to discuss the gubernatorial election, which, in my opinion, is a fairly interesting race. Let's put it simply. Now, before I forget, of course, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below. Subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And yeah, of course, folks, remember the first link in the description down below. And yeah, the election night stream will be there. Of course, click the reminder button, all that good stuff. And yeah, also, some of you may notice, third video of the day, third video. Oh boy, I don't think I'm gonna do 3 videos a day again. Maybe, I don't know yet. The point is this, so many elections happening, I gotta give New York the respect that it deserves because this is an interesting race. 110% is. Now, of course, I have a bias in this race. I 100% endorse Lee Zeldin to become the next governor of the state of New York, which we'll get to in a second, but point is, my opinion of the 4 people, I think Zeldin's the most electable, the best on the issues, and he's running a young-style campaign. My opinion, it's a phenomenal campaign. Now, the debates didn't do so good, but overall, I think that's one tiny, issue about him. Outside of that, I think he's the best candidate in this race. Nearly perfect. I consider him the young kid of New York. The other people, though, I don't know. Now, Andrew Giuliani. This is a candidate that, of course, had Giuliani in the name. If this was 6 years ago and Giuliani ran for governor, I 100% would see why you would think he would do good. The last name Giuliani. Of course, his father, Rudy, he cleaned up the filth that was New York City. Physically cleaned up that filthy city. Got rid of all the crime, and well, he made it to a safe city. Then Mike Bloomberg and others came in and destroyed all of that. But the point is this. If it was 6 years ago or something like that, before Trump, I see him having a shot. And actually having a serious chance of winning the governorship. However, things have happened. Rudy's name has been destroyed, tarnished, shitted on by these, I don't know what you call some of these people in New York City. These people that take everything for granted. Like they crapped on this guy for everything he did. All these freaking district attorneys in New York City, they are going after him, destroying Rudy Giuliani's name when he physically cleaned up the streets of New York. I mean, Giuliani's essentially wanted in New York City. I don't think he's been there in a while. I could be wrong, but last time I heard, he's not wanted there, which sucks because they destroyed the name of a man that basically cleaned up the streets of New York. So that's why I just think Giuliani is not the best candidate in this race. Now, as for who I think's going to win, it's between Giuliani and Zeldin. That's what this race is between. Sure, Wilson and Ostriano's in this race, but those two I think they're not going to get more than like 15% of the vote each. So I think it's between Zeldin and Giuliani, and I 100% hope it's Zeldin, because he does have a shot at winning. Now, Zeldin's an interesting character. In Congress, he was a pro-Trump Republican, but at the same time, he was a, for New York, right? I guess you could say, consider it's a Long Island, it's a bit more Republican, but still, he was fairly conservative on the issues in Congress. He was a phenomenal congressman while he served Long Island. And while I think he has a shot of winning, he's been focusing on issues that matter to New York. Obviously, it's law and order. I mean, New York City. When Eric Adams took over as the mayor of New York City, I thought, okay, sure, he's a Democrat, but he was a moderate centrist Democrat that was running on law and order. Well, guess what, folks? He turned that city into a shithole. He made de Blasio look competent. That's how bad it is in New York City. I mean, seriously, the fact that New York City would be an upgrade if de Blasio took over again, boy, that's bad. So that alone is a huge issue. Plus, you got the incompetence of the governorship, the hooch. Not so popular in New York State. I mean, she has a serious primary challenger. Sure, she's going to win. But still, it's like she doesn't have the primary locked up technically. It's kind of interesting. So that's what's happening. There's a lot of incompetence in New York. He's also running on crime, running on education, etc. Very similar to a certain Youngkin. And quite frankly, he's pivoted perfectly on the abortion question. Kind of like Mastriano. Like, hey, we gotta protect life, but it's like, we still gotta, focus on the other issues that matter. So Zeldin's running a good campaign, but the question is this. How can he actually win New York? I mean, this state voted for Biden. Wrong one. Here we go. Voted for Biden by 23. You expect Zeldin to win? I don't think he has a 50-50 shot of winning, but I do think he technically has a chance of winning. Now, here's the thing, though. With governorship elections, it's obviously much different. I mean, you look at this map, all right? See all of this red up here. These are rural counties, right? They're upstate New York. Well, the governorship in 2018, look, the Republican won all those. He must have got closer. Oh, wait, he lost by a wider margin. That's the thing with New York. Essentially, it comes down to multiple things. How many freaking votes come out of these 4 counties, or Bronxes, whatever you want to call them. Or boroughs, I should say. They're counties. I mean, technically they're boroughs, but you got Manhattan, you got obviously the Bronx, you got Queens, Kings, etc. Staten Island, which technically called Richmond, and of course you got Long Island, which is Suffolk. So that's the thing. You see, yes, the Republican did significantly better upstate, but lost Long Island somehow. And look at the Bronx. He got 8% of the vote. Trump got, what was it? Trump got, I think it was like 16% of the vote. You see how that small, how one county in New York can shift so many of the votes. So there is technically a formula for Zeldin to win. We saw this actually in 2002, which this was the last time a Republican won the state. Now, again, this was 2002, and George Pataki won by 16. Not expecting that. But what he was able to do is run up the margins in upstate New York. That's the number one thing. If you do not win basically the entirety of upstate New York, good luck. Because you need every single vote you can muster out of these counties. You gotta muster every single vote. This is where the phrase, every vote matters, is taken to the extreme. If you run one vote short in upstate New York, good luck winning the governorship. But Zeldin, I think, can appeal to the Trump base, and with Republican turnout going to be higher, I do think he'll win a lot of these, light red counties. I also think he has a shot at potentially doing good in Erie. Now, will he win will he win a county like Erie? Maybe. I think he'll be close, but he doesn't have to. Alright there. Sorry, folks, my recording kind of just broke for a second there. But like I was saying, a county like Erie or potentially Albany, you don't technically have to win them. You just cannot lose by 31 at. But the rest of these counties, these light red counties, You absolutely basically need to win every single one of them. Plus do good in all these light blue counties, which technically is Republican because Dave's Atlas. Fix your freaking colors. But either way, you gotta get upstate New York to be blood Republican. Again, with Republican turnout being higher, I think a lot of that's gonna happen. But of course, you just cannot get obliterated. And of course, New York City and Long Island. With Zelda being from a place like Long Island, I think he'll win Suffolk by like 10 points. Probably flip Nassau. Nassau? Yeah, Nassau County. But that's not enough. Sure, there's a lot of votes, but then you look at, oh, wait. There's 900,000 votes in King County. Trump only got 22%. You see the problem. You have to make sure Democrat turnout stays low in these four boroughs. Now, the question is this. Will it? I think so. But even then, you still have to cut down these margins, have a chance. That's a lot just to potentially get maybe close of winning. Is it possible? I guess. But for now, folks, the main thing is this. You gotta win upstate New York. You have to win Long Island by at least like 10, 15 points. Or I should say Suffolk by like 10, 15 points. And then you have to somehow just not get absolutely wiped out of these counties. Or I guess you could say boroughs. Again, I'm sorry I get those two mixed up. But anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.